Shout out to those that are checking in on YouTube. Appreciate you guys' support. And if you know me, I'm not a guy who is big on numbers in terms of followers and likes and things of that nature. My prayer is that the right person at the right time hears the right thing and becomes changed forever. It's my only goal. All right. So, again, it's your boy, Coach White. This is Coach Class with Coach tonight. Let me let TikTok in the room. TikTok, salute, salute. Thank you guys for checking in. And I'm often reminded when I see the intro that I need to change the verbiage. So this coach class is a 30-minute class. So we on from 8 to 8:30. It used to be from 8 to 9, but we're no longer on from 8 to 9. So if you guys are on TikTok, thank you for checking in. But if you would like to see the presentation, I will ask you to venture over to my YouTube channel at Darrell White, and you'll be able to see the presentation. We got a lot to talk about tonight in a little bit of time. And what I want to take the time and to discuss tonight uh, is about how jealousy and low self-esteem plays a major part in the destruction of relationships. Before I do, let's go over a couple quick announcements. So let's start with have a promotion going on right now for those that are interested in being coached. And if you heard me say this before, I'll say it again. I coach from three pillars: CPS, conflict resolution, problem solving, and overall self improvement. If those are things that you think you could benefit from, then send me a direct message and let's talk. The first 30 days is free of charge. I'll let you try it before you buy it. But the memberships are annual memberships. Okay. So, uh, package number one, you pay 175 up front after your first free month. And then you pay $50 a month and you get at least 2 coaching sessions per month. Alternative number two, or package number two, you get the first 30 days free. You pay 150 up front for your annual membership, and you pay $75 a month, which again encompasses at least 2 coaching sessions per month. All right. So that's what I'm offering for limited time. So if you're interested, send me a direct message and let's talk about it. All right. Also, if you are in the Baltimore area or close by, this is the season where we have our playground challenges. So we are doing 2 playground challenges a month from now until the end of September for all youth ages 17 and under. We have a really good time out there, man. We come together, we do a coaching huddle. I'm trying to create some kind of training program for youth coaches because I think that no one can reach the youth better than the youth themselves. So we come together, we huddle, we talk about life and any conflicts, any problems, and things of that nature. And then we close out and we go right into stretching and exercising. And then we transition right over to the playground. We work the obstacle course. We have a little racing, play a little tag. We have a little fun out there. And we close out with some community service And then yeah, that's pretty much the agenda. So if you know any youth that will be interested, again, send me a direct message, and we can talk about it. All right. Also, we have books for sale. So let me show you. Let me show you on the screen here. We have 3 books for sale currently. We're working on book number 4, which should be out at the end of next week. First, we have The Invisible Marriage, My Wife. This is what that book cover looks like. It's available on Amazon and Kindle. It is called 50 Shades of She, which is a really deep poetic novel. If you like poetry, this one is for you. It's amazing how God used poetry to help my wife to escape her prior experiences with domestic violence until she got out of it totally. So thank God for deliverance. So 50 Shades of She is available on Amazon and Kindle. So you guys could check that out. Also, we have I Do, I Did, and It Didn't. What you think that book is about? What does it sound like? So this is what that cover looks like. Again, this is available on Amazon and Kindle. Always giving a shout out to Rock, my sister Anastasia and Taisha, who helped to support this book project. Really, really, really good stuff, man. So check that out when you get a chance. We would appreciate your support. Then we have books that we consider to be under Aiden's journey. This is a 3-part series. This one is called Forsaking All Others, Aiden and Nicole. I'll share my screen so you can see what that title looks like. Again, this is available on Amazon and Kindle. Had the opportunity to do this project with my. We had a really good time. So check that out, man. Let us know what you think. And then we have The Invisible Marriage, which is the second part of Aiden's journey. I'll show you what that cover looks like. Let me share my screen here. Also available on Amazon and Kindle. And like I say every week, yes, you can be married and be invisible in the marriage. Picture that. So that's what that looks like. Let's see what else we have. And then we have Intersections. And that should be out at the end of next week. I had a really great time again partnering with my wife on that project. Shout out to 50. A shout out to my main man Dax. And you guys should be able to purchase that by the end of next week. There's no reason why that should not be available for purchase on Amazon and Kindle. All right, let's see what other announcements we have. If you want to sharpen your spiritual muscles, you can join me on Sundays at 12, from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we are walking through the book of Hebrews. I think we are on Hebrews chapter 9 at or around verse 26. So we're about to close out the chapter. So again, we're on every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What else? If we are not connected on social media, let's do so. So I'll show you what my YouTube channel looks like. Here it is. And if you hover over this QR code, it will give you access to my coaching calendar. And if you click here, You'll have access to all of the links to all of my social media pages and every video that we have done thus far. All right? So check that out when you get a chance. And I want to make sure I covered everything, and then I'm going to let my brother from the same mother in. Cover the books, cover the coach classes. All right, I think we're good. So let me close this window here. Let my brother in from the same mother. Where are you? All right, here we go. Let me make sure your camera is on and your volume is up. And let me change my screen for a second.
What's up, bro?
What's up, Chet?
You know how you feel?
Man, all is well, man. Still smiling. Still smiling, brother. How's
Yes,
it
sir.
with
That's been cool, yo. It's been slow motion, just getting some things in order. That's all.
you?
But
Yes,
it's
sir.
been cool. Some
Excellent.
reflection time.
Yeah, dig it. Okay. I love that, man. We got a really good topic for you today, man. So I'm definitely gonna appreciate your wisdom when we conclude in about 15 minutes. All right, here we go. Let me trying to think. Let me go over the quote of the day first. I'm gonna keep in custom with our tradition. So I'm gonna read this 3 times. Because I want this to sink in. All right, here we go. Hopefully it's not too blurry. It looks a little blurry on my end. Here's the quote. TikTok, if you're ready, say I'm ready. Facebook, if you're ready, say I'm ready. Here's the quote. Never be jealous. Jealousy is a powerful emotion that can erode your self-esteem and make you feel resentful of others. Focus on your own growth instead of being envious. Let me read that again. Never be jealous. Jealousy is a powerful emotion that can erode your self-esteem and make you feel resentful of others. Focus on your own growth instead of being envious. Let me read that one more time for the people in the back. Never be jealous. This is the quote of the day. Jealousy is a powerful emotion that can erode your self-esteem and make you feel resentful of others. Focus on your own growth instead of being envious. All right, I don't know whether to go to the article of the day or go to the chart. But if I'm keeping with tradition, let's go to the article. Let's learn together. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. Really good article, man. This is called "What's Really Behind Jealousy and What to Do About It" from Dr. Gwendolyn Seidman or Seidman. All right, check this out. This is another one of those great Psychology Today articles. And I won't read it all. But let me start from here. Research has linked several traits to greater jealousy. Listen to this. Number 1, top of the list, low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. Research has linked several traits to greater jealousy. Number one, low self-esteem. Number two, neuroticism, which is a general tendency to be moody, anxious, and emotionally unstable. Number three, feelings of insecurity and possessiveness. Number four, dependence on your partner. Even asking people to imagine that they don't have good alternative partners leads to more negative reactions to hypothetical jealousy-induced scenarios. Number five, feelings of inadequacy in your relationship. Generally, fearing that you're not good enough for your partner. Are you guys hearing this? Number six, an anxious attachment style. An anxious attachment style. A chronic orientation toward romantic relationships that involves fear that your partner will leave you or won't love you enough. Research has shown that temporarily causing people to feel more securely attached by asking them to think about receiving support from a loved one makes them react less severely to a hypothetical jealousy-induced situation. And then she writes, all of these factors that relate to jealousy are about the insecurities of the jealous people, not about the love they have for their partner. Are you hearing this? I don't know who this is for, but it's time to talk about it. And then the article says, so if your partner is exhibiting unwarranted jealousy, what should you do? You should realize that your partner's jealousy isn't about you. It's about them. Respond to expressions of jealousy by reassuring your partner of your love. Research has shown that those who respond to partners' jealousy by reassuring them of their interest and attraction tend to have more stable relationships. Check this out. What should you do if you're jealous? How should you deal with jealousy if you're the one snooping through your partner's email? And not just email, phones, and anything else you can think about. Social media pages. What should you do? Here are several actions, she says, that can help you cope. Number one, avoid situations that are likely to arouse false suspicions. In one survey, researchers found that those who were jealous tended to monitor their partner's Facebook activity. The more they snooped on Facebook, the more they would find evidence to worry about, leading to even more spying and creating a vicious cycle of increased monitoring and jealousy. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Number two, work on yourself. Work on building your confidence in yourself and your relationship. Number three, communicate with your partner. If you are experiencing jealousy, talk about it with your partner. But the way you talk is key. Listen to this. If you express anger or sarcasm, or hurl accusations at your partner, that's not going to help. You must be direct, but not hostile. She says, calmly explain your feelings and discuss how to find a solution. This will enable you to be more satisfied and prevent your partner from being confused by your jealous behavior. Are you with me? And then she concludes with this. Sometimes jealousy is justified. If your partner has had an affair and has betrayed your trust, for example, that is a serious issue. If you are jealous because you're involved with someone who doesn't seek monogamy while you do, then your jealous feelings may be a good reason to leave the relationship and seek someone whose relationship's goals are more compatible with yours. But when you get jealous over stupid things, you're not showing love, you're revealing your own insecurities. Now let's go to the chalkboard. Let's go to the chalkboard. Because I want to pick this apart. All right, I'm going to be vague in the beginning, and then we'll add more to the chalkboard. So person A is a male. Person B is a female, and they are in a long-term relationship. Person B expressed that she becomes triggered whenever person A converses with person C, who happens to be a female. All right? I want you to put your best coaching hat on. You step outside yourself. Let's look into the scenario. There are a lot of unknowns here. But we're going to make the unknown known in a few minutes. So I painted this very generic picture for you. So now we got to help person B. Person B is your client. And again, she expressed that she becomes triggered whenever person A, which is her guy friend, converses with person C. So what questions are you going to ask person B? My hope is that you will ask person B not necessarily to identify the triggers, because the trigger is identified here. But what is it, as she does her introspection, or as you help her to do her introspection, what is it that causes her to become triggered? What is it in her, in person B, that is triggered by this experience of seeing her significant other communicate with person C? So you want to dig a little more into the matter by holding up a mirror to person B. What is it about you? Let me rephrase the question. What is it about you that makes you angry when you see this interaction between your significant other and person C? If person B starts talking about anything except for herself, you want to bring her back into the box. Continue to hold this mirror. So what I've discovered, and I'm saying person A, person B, person C, to protect the privacy of the person that I'm assisting with this matter. So I asked the question. I asked, let's assume that another female comes around. Let's assume, I'm going to put this on the chalkboard. Let's say this is scenario number 2. So I'll put, this is scenario number 2. Let's say, let me move this down here. I'm going to copy this here. Watch this. I'm going to put this here. Watch what I do. Let's add to this a little bit. Scenario number 2. Person B expressed that she becomes triggered whenever person A converses with, let's say, person D, who happens to be a female. And then I'm going to create another scenario. Watch this, y'all. Scenario number 3. I'm going to copy this again. Copy here. I'm going to paste here. And now we're going to create person E, who so happens to be a female. Watch this. I'm going to try to do my best and only have like 4 minutes. So let's start from the top. Person A is a male. Person B is the female client. And I'll put let me put client. So we can distinguish who we're helping. Person A is a male, and client person B is a female, and they're in a long-term relationship. Person B expressed that she becomes triggered whenever person A converses with person C. So I said, okay, let me create another scenario. What if person B, what if we create a scenario where person B or person A is conversing with person D? I asked the question, are you triggered by that? And she says yes. So I created another scenario. And I said, sorry, I keep doing it wrong. I'm trying to slide it over here. So I created a third scenario. And I said, so what if person A, your significant other, is conversing with person E? Is that a trigger for you? And she said yes. You see what's happening here? Now, by basic logic, we can draw the conclusion that person B is triggered whenever person A is entertaining conversations with females. So then I said, well, let's create some parameters here. Let's assume, let's go back to scenario number 2. Let's say that person D, who happens to be a female, is over age 60. And I asked her, would she be triggered? Would she be triggered if she saw person A, her significant other, conversing with person D, who is over age 60? And she said no. So I had to change the scenario. So person B expressed that she does not become triggered whenever person A converses with person D, who is over age 60. So I said, okay. So let's see if we can modify scenario number 3. I said, what if in this scenario, person A is speaking to person E, but person E is unattractive? I said, would that be a trigger for you? And she said, no, I would not be triggered. So then I changed scenario number 3. Person B expressed that she does not become triggered. I hate when that happens. It was bugging out again. Does not become triggered whenever person A converses with person E. So then I said to her, and we're going to close out. This is the next question I asked. I said, okay, so you get triggered when person A is conversing, person A, who is your significant other, is conversing with person C. But you don't get triggered when person A is conversing with a female who's over age 60. And you don't get triggered when person A is conversing with any unattractive female. So then I said to her, do you believe that you are attractive? And she said, no. I said, okay. Do you believe that person C in the very first scenario is attractive? And she said, yes. You see where we're going here? So what we discovered is that, in our coaching session, is that she is triggered whenever her significant other is speaking and conversing with any female that's attractive. Why? Because she believes that she's unattractive. And because she was transparent, then we can start building off of the truth that she revealed. Because prior to that, we can't build on anything in a coaching session. So now I know with this client, it's going to be very important that I do things to help her to build her self-esteem. So our homework was to spend 10 minutes with herself listing all the things that she believes is attractive about herself. Because she didn't believe that she was completely unattractive. But she broke the rule that I always emphasize in coaching. People are not to compare themselves to other people. You are unique, you are set apart, and you're beautiful just the way you are. And it takes believing that. So before we close out, I know I'm 2 minutes over. Let me just highlight a couple things that we visited in the article. Real quick. Dealing with jealousy. Point number 2 was work on yourself. Work on building your confidence in yourself and your relationship. I wanted to highlight that. This is where that self-work comes in. Also, number 1, avoid situations that are likely to arouse false suspicions. I wanted to highlight that again, in case this applies. Just wanted to highlight those two things. And we will explore this more. I know I'm like 3 minutes over. But I wanted to put that out there. Your issues of jealousy are your issues. It's not about anybody else but you. And you have to deal with that if you want to have a successful and thriving relationship. All right, so let me bring my Brody up real quick before we close out. Let me change my screen. Let me expand this. Make sure your volume is up. Give us some wisdom, Brody. What you thinking?
So what you was touching on, yeah, the jealousy is there's always something going on with inside of you. So yeah, it's always you gotta always bring it back to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's something there's a lack there, that you're lacking within yourself. And saying I am very, very, very powerful affirmation to start speaking, you know.
Yeah.
I am beautiful, I am strong. You have to start speaking this stuff because what's in your mind will come to your reality. So it's not always you gotta watch how you think about yourself, have grace for yourself. And I was just thinking about what the whole scenario was breaking down. When we stop taking, again, they always go back to taking things personal. If you start taking things so personal and realize like we got this thing of like that me and that man or that woman don't belong to you. You know what I'm saying? It's grateful and it's dope that we get to have these experiences and with one another, but it's like she don't belong to me. If you take that, you kind of take that. If you take that off of it, kind of makes it a little easier. Like that man don't belong to you, that woman don't belong to you. So if they choose to do something in a way of that's disloyal, again, you have to. It's something within yourself. You got to look within yourself and see like why you allowing that.
Yeah.
You know what it is. We mirrors of each other. Then when you start to stop taking things personal, and start having that self accountability and all that, then you can start to see some of them things before. Then you can remove yourself from that situation, and you realize it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
That's whatever they're doing is has something what they got going on with inside of them.
Yeah.
And nothing to do with you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You just don't take it personal. I know it's easier said than done, but you just practice this. You gotta practice.
Yeah.
This thing's personal. It's all good. Person don't belong to you. Wish them peace and love, and you move forward. What did you learn in that situation? And take it, evolve, so that you are ready for when you know. So
Yeah.
let's say we never be ready. So I guess we always evolving and growing. So
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for your wisdom, brother. Yeah. And unfortunately, before we close out, we have been making some strides with this particular client. She was, the jealousy, which stemmed from low self-esteem, looked like her trying to control her significant other. You can't. Why are you talking to her? Why are you doing this? Why you say that to that particular female? Well, why does your facial expressions look like? Why are you so engaged in conversations? And I say, whoa, wait a minute. First of all, you cannot control people. You can't control people. And you have to realize that. Look, think about how stressful it is when you try to control somebody else. You have zero control over people. And your jealousy is not going to control people. It's just going to push people away. So you got to realize what you're doing. Your motivation you're not motivated by love. You're motivated by jealousy. And because you're jealous, you're trying to control things And because you can't control things, your life is chaotic. Your relationship is chaotic. You can't control people. So we are now doing some deep diving to figure out why she doesn't believe that she's attractive enough for the person that she's with, or period in general. So I'm glad that we can build on that truth, because before we wasn't building on anything. So that's where we were, man. And thank God for God's grace that he's able to hang in there. And I haven't had a chance to meet with him. Maybe he isn't, to your point, taking things personally. That's why he's still in a relationship. But yeah, man, it's we got to cut it out, man. And to your point, we got to recognize it for what it is, and we gotta use it as an opportunity to learn what we need to do to improve. To your other point,
That's all we got at this point. I was like, it's like, I don't know. I'm just trying to take I'm thinking of the solution right now. Like, all right, what? I was having a conversation with my homegirl. I was like, what can we do now? What it is, what it is. You know what I'm saying?
you went low on me, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you clear enough.
Yeah, I was just having a conversation with my homegirl about just we was talking about the things that's going on. Unfortunately, women getting married and all types of stuff. That's what we living in. I'm like, all right, so what do we do now? I say for me, because she's speaking about women getting married and stuff by men and stuff like that, and I'm like, yo, that's what it is, right? Unfortunately, we messed up.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more like so we mess. What can we do now?
Yeah.
So all we can do, I'm like, all I can do right at this point, right, is make sure. First of all, I make myself as dangerous as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can control it, but I know how to control it. So it's a difference. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm saying make myself dangerous as possible, so that because I have to be that beacon of light to make sure I protect women not getting being protected. So I had to protect my, you know what I mean? I have to be that. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. But the second thing I'm not gonna tell my daughter, it's a solution. This is what we are in. But I'm not gonna sit there and be docile and like, oh, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
And make sure I give her the tools so she can survive out here.
Yep.
So I was telling her, like, that's where the lack of accountability comes in place. I'm like, you're not, that's what I mean. Or women, that's what I'm saying. We are here now. So take accountability for what it is in your part. You are the God of your reality. So you have to make sure that your daughter, yourself is okay. Men out here doing wild stuff.
Yeah.
So if you go outside, knowing that they're out there, and don't take the steps and the tools, it is what it is. It might be you might can't go to go out that night. You might have to you have to get the tools to go get your gun. And I'm not saying that's gonna be that might protect you from everything, but you have to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
If you don't, then it's on you.
Absolutely.
That's it. See, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's not. I'm not saying you getting murdered is your fault, but it's on you, dog. At that, once we already in this conversation of the sense, once we having this conversation, you're aware of what's going on. So I can't, you can't sit there and use that excuse. Like, no, some women is not aware. They haven't been in the right people or whatever may be. They're not aware, but the ones that are. You gotta go do what you gotta do, because that's what we at. So that's so what we at that point now. It's just like, all right, y'all, we gotta do what we gotta do. Let it be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let it be. Learn what you can learn from your person or whatever it may be. Everybody come in your life for a reason. Learn what you need to learn. Don't take it personal. You'll feel a lot freer.
Yeah. Sure.
Or not. And, we here for. So
absolutely. Thank you for your wisdom, good brother. Always. All right. I know I'm 13 minutes over. I apologize. TikTok, Lord willing, we see you guys next week. Peace. All right, Facebook, YouTube, we shutting it down.